Today's video, we're going to show you some of the installation steps for some of the items you have to remove from your old transmission to put onto the new rebuilt transmission. Stay tuned. So if you came here just for the how to install the speed sensor on a Jeep AX15 manual transmission, skip to 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Now this is definitely not a how-to video from start to finish on how I remove this manual transmission, this AX15 from this Comanche, but I will give you some tips and tricks that I use to get it out by myself. Clutch is still in there, that'll be for a later video. Okay, so one of the first things we got to do is start taking these pieces off, this top piece here and the bell housing. Just swap them over. Looks like I gotta clean a bunch of gunk out of here. Okay, now we got this electronic device we gotta take off. Not sure what that is, I'll have to look it up. I just use a crescent wrench to loosen this up. And the rebuilt unit had a plastic piece where that goes. Take that out, and this should just screw right in. And I had to move this long bolt out in order to put that through it. Okay, I turned the transmission over. I got this weird transmission mount, looks to be held on by those four. And, interesting. Okay, got them bolts removed. Gross. Alright, got the mount all cleaned up and on. Let's see what else is next. Need to somehow get this piece off. And this little protective shield with a couple of whacks back here from this will come right off. Alright, so now I got that cleaned up and on. We're going to move the speed sensor. I already took a little bolt out and a fork that goes right here. I got to figure out how to get this out. Alright, from the looks of this rebuilt one, it just presses in. So this should just pull. Oh, there we go. Now this is your speedometer gear and speed sensor, and the speedometer on this one did not work. So I wonder what's going on here. So the way this works is this little speed gear twist inside the transmission, and then what happens is it twists in here and then twists this, which is inside this electronic sensor, and sends a signal to the speedometer. So I'm hoping this is broke because I was not getting any speedometer reading. I did get this Dorman part, but it does not seem to be correct. In fact, it's not correct, so I have to return that. I'm looking at it right now. Well, I have to look. It may have said improved design. Let me look into that. So one of the things a lot of people don't realize about these speedometer gears is that it's made for different size gears. So if you look on here, this one is a 31. It's got, you see, 3.1 on that gear right there. So since that is a 31 tooth gear, if you look on your little holder here, you've got a little number that will say, it's hard to see, but this says 26 through 31 right there. And you see this little indentation right here? That little indentation right there needs to match up with this little indentation right. So what you want to do is you put your device in there, and then you're going to clock it. This right here needs to be down by this right here. So we're going to turn it until it lines up there, and when you do that, your little piece here will fit right into the other grooves. And you can change the size of your speedometer gear based on the size tires you have. Well, that's it so far. There's a lot more to the installation of this transmission. I had a massive failure, and I'll talk about that on a future video. Have a great week.